Good afternoon from Los Angeles and happy Thursday. It's Alyssa Corum and Ken Shreve here with a look at the stock market today. And on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at software stocks, chip stocks, and a name out of the home builder group. But first, we want to take a look at the major indexes. Positive action today with the Nasdaq closing up almost 1%, retaking the key 50-day line. Strong gains for the S&P 500 and Dow as well. So the gains today, we're looking better, of course, than we did just not too long ago.
Well, I mean, for sure, the Nasdaq is back above its 50-day moving average, which we thought might be a challenge for the tech index, but it closed pretty comfortably, backed off highs a little bit, but still closed above its 50-day line. So it seems like that sell-off on Monday is a thing of the past. The market sold off Monday, and then software stocks Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday have just been ramping higher, and ironic to see a good percentage gain for the Nasdaq today with the chip stocks acting so weak.
Exactly, yeah, that definitely underscores just outside of chips how strong of a day it was.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about how the 50-day line could turn into a resistance level, so positive also to see a close above the line.
Yeah, and looks like we had a little bit of volume in the Nasdaq. Not sure how it ended up, but we were tracking a little bit higher than the volume that we saw on Wednesday. So maybe a little bit of accumulation for the Nasdaq. I know that Paul Whitfield is going to have a lot of great insight in the big picture today. That'll be right on the homepage of investors.com around 5:30, 6 Eastern. So we'll get a lot of market analysis there, but we'll take another day of bullish gains.
Exactly. And so the next thing to look out for would be, we want to make sure this isn't just a head fake. So we'll want to be making sure we see an actual follow-through day to confirm the uptrend.
Yeah, exactly. And, so we're back above the 50-day moving average now. We've been talking, even when the market was coming in, there were still a lot of pretty decent-looking charts out there, and a lot of software stocks are extended at this point, and it's getting harder to find actionable buy opportunities, but still some instances of support at the 10-week moving average, some bases being built. So, things are still interesting.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at some individual names. Speaking of software, let's start off with a look at Autodesk shares, which closed up the day almost 2% ahead of its quarterly earnings report next week. So it had broken out, pulled back to the 50-day line. It's rebounded now back in buy range. So it was able to hold up really well during the recent downdraft.
I mean, there are a lot of charts right now that look like Autodesk, and this is just a strong stock. It's back near highs. We are going to see earnings from Autodesk next week. It's going to be the focal point of my earnings preview column over the weekend. So taking a look at an option trade for Autodesk, but this company's specialty is computer-aided design, visualization software, but really big earnings estimates for the current fiscal year and next, and one of many large cap companies that has transitioned very successfully to cloud computing.
Triple-digit earnings growth expected this year, so definitely one to watch heading into earnings. We were talking about gap ups and using options, so still some potential out there for names to take advantage of.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong, Autodesk is a strong stock with a bullish chart and outstanding fundamentals, so that's the good, powerful combination that you want to see.
That's right. Well, software has been strong, but chip stocks not so strong, and took a hit today as Trump announced that U.S. companies will be banned from doing business with major China telecom company Huawei.
Right.
So taking a hit there as the trade war tensions continue to ramp up a bit.
Just amazing to see, again, a big percentage gain for the Nasdaq today with the Philadelphia Semiconductor. At last check, it was down 1%, 1.2%, something like that. So, so this Huawei debacle in China, Qualcomm and Broadcom are two companies that buy chips from this company. So it really spooked or sparked, I should say, a lot of selling in the chip sector today. So it's just interesting to see chip stocks out of favor, and money definitely appears to be flowing into the software sector from the chip sector.
Yep, and the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index actually closed down about 1.6%, so quite a hard hit. And you can see that it's not just today that has been rough for the chip stocks.
It has been violent selling in the chip sector. Now people are going to look at this sector and say, well, maybe I can get Qualcomm on sale here or Intel or Texas Instruments, but you really just want to avoid buying amid a lot of selling. It's sort of like swimming against the market tide.
Right.
So,
It's a
chip
good way
stocks have
to
been,
put it.
been very, very weak, and just a lot of institutional selling in the group for several days now.
All right, and some interesting action amid home builders. We want to take a look at Toll Brothers, which finished up about 1% today amid positive sentiment for this space. Housing starts for April coming in strong, so some bullish sentiment in this space.
Yeah, a lot of people, kind of predicting a downturn for the home builders, especially when there was talk of higher interest rates and an aggressive Fed that's going to be hiking rates, but that's just not in the cards, and that is benefiting the home builders. So there's a lot of interesting home builder ETFs to choose from, but Toll Brothers reports earnings next week, and this is another healthy chart. The stock is still in buy range after a breakout from a base with a 38.06 buy point, and stock gave back some gains from today, but chart is still intact, and wouldn't be surprised to see not only a decent quarter from Toll Brothers next week, but maybe a decent outlook in light of a low interest rate environment.
Yeah, exactly. And this chart is similar to that of Autodesk in the sense that after its initial breakout, it pulled back below the buy point. So that just goes to show you that that does happen. But as long as a sell signal isn't triggered, the stock could still be in play.
Yeah, and the buy point is still in play here, 38.06. So this would be another candidate for a call option trade, and we'll discuss this one as well. So we'll see what results look like next week.
That's right, perfect. Keep an eye out for Ken's earnings preview column coming out, and we also want to let you know that you should check out our latest episode of our podcast, which just launched today. Every Thursday, we have a new episode of the Investing with IUD podcast, and this week, Arusha spoke with market wizard Mark Minervini. He is a successful growth investor, sharing all of his tips about his stock picking strategies, which are similar to IBD in a lot of ways, but also different in a few key ways. So, sharing his insights.
Yeah, very successful growth investor, and I know a big IBD reader as well.
That's right. So everyone, check out investors.com/podcast for the details on that, on how to subscribe and download now. And we also want to let you know that next Thursday we will be having a webinar coming up at 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern, all about navigating earnings. So make sure you save your spot by going to investors.com/webinar. All right, everyone, thanks so much for joining us, and make sure to tune back in tomorrow as we cap off the week with our last Stock Market Today show. We'll let you know how we thought that the week shaped up and maybe some names to look at for the week ahead.
Sounds good.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.